60% of Americans call themselves sports fans. But here's the thing. If you are watching this, you are probably not one of them. And somewhere along the way, you started wondering if something is wrong with you. Everyone around you loses their minds over a game, and you just do not get it. You have tried. You have really tried. But your brain refuses to care about who scored, who won, or who got traded. And here is what no one tells you about why your brain works this way. You have probably experienced this. It is Monday morning. Your coworkers are buzzing about last night's game. Everyone is laughing, debating, reliving the highlights. And you are standing there, nodding along, smiling at the right moments. But inside, you are scrambling for something, anything, to contribute. You are the kind of person who has Googled sports scores just to survive a conversation. There was a time when you sat through an entire family gathering, surrounded by relatives glued to the TV, and you felt like a stranger in your own living room. You've been on dates where someone asked, "So what team do you root for?" And you froze. Because admitting you do not follow any team feels like admitting you are somehow less interesting, less normal, less capable of connecting with people. And late at night, you have wondered, am I just boring? Is there something fundamentally broken about how I experience the world? Here is where science steps in with some answers. Your brain is not broken. It is just wired differently. Let me explain. Psychologists call it the dopamine reward pathway. Basically, your brain releases dopamine when you experience something it finds rewarding. For many people, watching sports triggers this response. The competition, the unpredictability, the tribal victory when their team wins. But here's what a 2012 study from the University of Chicago found. Not everyone's brain responds the same way to competitive stimuli. Some people's reward systems are activated by completely different things. Art, nature, ideas, deep one-on-one conversations, solitary creative work. Your brain is not failing to enjoy sports. It is succeeding at enjoying something else. Dr. Henry Tajfel's social identity theory explains another piece of this puzzle. Sports fandom creates what psychologists call tribal belonging. When your team wins, you feel like you won. It is powerful. It is primal. But here is the catch. Research published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology shows that some individuals have a lower need for group-based identity. They find their sense of self through personal achievements, intimate relationships, or individual passions rather than collective tribal experiences. This does not mean you are incapable of bonding. It means you bond differently. And then there is the Big Five personality model. A 2015 study from the University of Cambridge found a significant correlation between high openness to experience and diverse, unconventional interests. People who score high in openness often seek novelty and variety. Sports, by nature, follow predictable patterns. Same rules, same structure, season after season. For a brain hungry for novelty, this can feel repetitive, unstimulating, even boring. Your brain is not defective. It is just searching for a different kind of stimulation. So let us reframe everything you have been told. Society says you are boring because you do not care about the game. But science says you have different reward pathways that light up for different experiences. Society says you cannot bond with others. But the truth is, you bond deeply, profoundly, just through different channels. Society calls you antisocial, but you are not antisocial. You are selectively social. You choose depth over breadth, quality over quantity. Society says you are missing out, but you are not missing out. You are experiencing life through a different lens. This is not a flaw. This is cognitive independence. While others get swept up in groupthink, in collective emotional roller coasters tied to a game's outcome, you stand apart. You observe. You think for yourself. What looks like disconnection is actually discernment. What feels like inability is actually immunity. Immunity from letting your mood rise and fall based on something completely outside your control. Your emotional energy goes where you choose to put it, not where society tells you it should go. You are not broken. You are not boring. You are not incapable of connection. You are not missing some essential human experience. You simply have a different kind of brain. A brain that finds joy in different places. A brain that bonds through different experiences. A brain that seeks meaning in its own unique way. And that is not a weakness. That is not something to fix. That is something to understand, something to accept, something to embrace. The world needs people who obsess over sports, but it also needs people who do not. It needs the ones who obsess over books, over music, over ideas that change everything. It needs the quiet observers, the deep thinkers, the ones who connect through long conversations instead of game day parties. You are not less than. You are just different. And different is not a flaw. Different is a feature. Now I want to hear from you. What is something you do obsess over instead of sports? Tell me in the comments. I am genuinely curious. If you finally felt understood today, hit that subscribe button and share this video with that friend who has always felt weird for not caring about the game. They need to hear this too. If this video resonated with you, the next one will explain why some people feel completely drained by small talk that others find energizing. Trust me, you do not want to miss it.